This might be the hardest conversation in a marriage. Not money, not in-laws, the faith conversation. The one where one of you has changed what you believe and the other hasn't. And neither of you knows how to bring it up without turning it into a fight, an ultimatum, or silence. I'm a couples therapist and an ordained minister. I've sat with couples in this exact moment, and today I'm going to give you a step by step framework for actually having this conversation, not around it, through it. When you disagree about money, you can compromise, split the difference, make a budget, because the solution often lives in the practical space. When you disagree about faith, however, you're not disagreeing about a preference. You're disagreeing about reality, about what's true, about how the universe works, about what happens after you die, about how to raise your children, and about how or what gives life meaning. This is not a negotiation, it's an identity collision. And most couples treat it like a debate that they can win. One person tries to convince the other to come back. The other person tries to convince their spouse to evolve, and both people are missing the point. The conversation isn't about who's right. It's about whether the relationship is safe enough to hold two people who see the world differently. That's the real question underneath every faith argument. Not what do we believe, but are we safe enough to be honest with each other? Before I give you the framework, though, let me tell you what not to do, because most couples make the same three mistakes. First, don't ambush. Don't bring this up in the car on the way to your mother's house. Don't bring this up in the middle of a fight or after a fight about something else. Don't bring it up when one of you is emotionally flooded. Don't bring it up when neither of you have eaten. Don't bring it up when you're tired and you're stressed and overworked. This conversation deserves its own space. Choose a time when you're both calm, rested, and not about to be interrupted. Second, don't theologize. This is not a Bible study. The moment one person starts throwing or quoting scripture to prove their point, the other person stops feeling heard and starts feeling preached at. You can have a theological discussion later, but right now you're having an emotional conversation. Keep it there. Third, don't issue ultimatums. If you don't come back to church, I don't know if this marriage can work. That's not a conversation. That's a threat. And threats don't create change. They either create compliance or they create distance. And neither one of them is healing. So here's how to have that conversation. And I'm going to give you some actual language you can use. Step one, lead with your experience and not your conclusion. Don't start with, I don't believe anymore. Start with, you know, dear, something has been shifting in me and I want to share it with you because I trust you. The first version sounds like a verdict, while the second one sounds like vulnerability. Your spouse can't engage with a verdict, but they can engage with vulnerability. Step two, name what you're not saying. This is critical because your spouse's biggest fear is that this means that the marriage is in trouble. So name it directly. I'm not saying I want out of this marriage, and I am not saying I don't love you. I am saying that something is changing in me, and I want us to navigate it together instead of apart. That one sentence can disarm a week's worth of anxiety. Step three, invite their experience. After you share, ask, what is this like for you? And then be quiet. Let them talk. Don't defend, don't correct. Just listen to try to understand them. Because your spouse is carrying something too. And if they don't feel heard, they won't be able to hear you. Step 4, find the shared values underneath the different beliefs. You might not agree on theology, or it might be a little different right now. But do you both still want to raise kind children? Do you both still believe in honesty? Do you both still want the marriage to work? Start there with the shared value, because the shared values become the new foundation while the faith questions remain open. Step 5, agree that this is ongoing. This is not a one conversation issue, it's a season. Tell each other, let each other know, we don't have to figure this out tonight. We just have to agree that we're going to figure it out together. And that's enough for now. Now, let me be honest with you. For some couples, this framework will help. You'll find the words, you'll feel heard, and you'll start building a bridge. But for others, the pain may be a little too deep, or the distance has gone on too long for one conversation to fix. And that's not failure, that's just reality. Sometimes you need someone in the room with you, not a friend, not a pastor, or someone who's going to take sides. You might need a therapist who understands both faith and relationships, someone who can help you slow down your cycle, name what's underneath, and build a way forward that honors both people. That's the work I do. I specialize in couples therapy, and I offer marriage intensives for couples who need more than an hour a week. If you're in that place, if you've been trying to have this conversation and it keeps going sideways, there's information about how to work with me in the description below. You don't have to figure this out alone, and you don't have to figure it out in one night. So if your marriage is carrying a wound that started somewhere, in a church, in childhood, in family systems, a system that was supposed to protect you, know this. The wound is real, but so is the path forward. And you deserve someone who can hold both your faith and your pain without asking you to choose between them. Thank you for watching this series. And if it's helped you, share it with someone who needs it and subscribe for more. Take care.